Hey, what is up, you guys? You're watching Team APS. We're back with these guys.
What's up?
Yo.
And in today's video, we're going to be giving you the 5
Weirdest.
Quirkiest.
Yu-Gi-Oh card effects. So the inspiration for this was basically, we just went and found some of the strangest cards that we feel like would be the hardest to resolve in like a legal duel.
Especially in competition.
Yeah, some of these are fun and like for casual competition they'd work fine.
And they can really tick somebody off.
But not so much in competitive play. It'd just be hard to uphold the rules
The
or
poor
realize
judges.
how it would, yeah. This could alternatively be like 5 cards judges hate. I should title it that.
Yeah. Question. Now, I'm not too familiar with this card. This card's kind of before when I started playing the game. But this is the text. When activating this card, your opponent cannot check cards in the grave. Your opponent calls the name of the first monster found at the bottom of your graveyard. If he or she calls it right, the monster is removed from play. If he or she calls it wrong, the monster is special summoned to your side of the field.
So broken.
Yeah, I mean it's Monster Reborn technically.
Quote unquote.
Yeah,
Except you don't get to actually check what's at the bottom of your grave. Or well, no, you do.
No,
your
you
opponent
can check.
can't.
Your opponent can't.
But you can't control what's at the bottom of your grave. So I
Yeah.
guess it's a very limited Monster Reborn.
It's like, what if it's Karibo?
The main
So-
problem with enforcing it though is like your opponent, like I guess these days in Yu-Gi-Oh, your opponent's always like looking at your grave, you know.
And you're looking at your grave too.
I feel like it would be a little bit hard to regulate that.
Because
Is there anything about stacking at graveyards?
You're not supposed to change the order.
Yeah.
That's a rule a lot of people break and not even know it.
Yep.
You
Especially
can't-
with the way all these decks start manipulating their grave, it's easy to make that mistake.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like this doesn't get as high on the list as some of the rest of the cards because I mean, like, it's just quirky, but it's not
That's
too
true.
crazy. What's number 4?
Number 4, Convulsion. Oh god. Convulsion of Nature.
There we go.
This gives me
So-
convulsions.
Convulsion of Nature is a weird card. It was back in the days of starter deck Yugi and stuff.
Yeah, it was an old one.
So here's the text. As long as this card remains face up on the field, both players must turn their respective decks upside down and proceed with the current duel.
And we don't mean you take it from this position and then turn it that way. No.
Yeah,
we
so
mean,
no 180 degrees.
Yeah, actually flip
spin.
that
No,
over.
you gotta-
Yeah, so the cards
It's
are
card
face
face
up.
up, yeah.
This introduces a few problems, or at least to me. I mean, like, there's some advantages for certain decks.
That's true. I mean, if you're playing spirals,
Yeah, all those decks where you have to like name the top card and
Yeah,
excavate.
you gotta know what's next. That's an awesome card for
Sylvans.
you.
Yeah. Well, actually, that brings up a good question. How does excavating work exactly? Like, I guess it still works the same way. I guess since it's face up, it's like,
it would have to work the same way until a judge said no.
yeah. I feel like this is actually a card when, you know, like back in the day when you do like 4-way duels with your friends or like around the table duels.
Yeah.
And you all know you did them. We would do
see
them.
you.
And there was a guy who ran Convulsion Nature literally just to troll. Like just to make everyone flip their deck face up and make it that much more confusing. No really good reason to do it.
I mean, in competitive play, it could add another level to things where now you both kind of have to play with almost an open hand.
Yeah, I also think it would be difficult and confusing because like your graveyard's face up and now your deck is face up and your banished zone. I just feel like there'd be a lot of potential cheating, honestly, and stacking.
But,
That is
but
true.
honestly, I don't worry about convulsion too bad. This is because we search everything anyway.
Yeah.
Who cares what's on top of the deck? You're gonna search what you need anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of true. I feel like maybe in a few years ago this would have been worse, but now it's not as bad.
But there are some cards that really have. Isn't there like one card that has a really strong effect if you can name the top card of your deck?
Probably a few actually.
Wait, what do you
that
do with cards that say place this card in the deck face up and then that has an effect when you draw it?
Then he has to always face up.
Yeah,
Where's
but
it face
what if-
down?
Exactly.
That might be a spoiler alert. Number 3 for me is Darkness Approaches. I'm sure a lot of you guys saw this one coming. Old card. This is from like Magic Ruler, I think. It's a normal spell. Discard 2 cards from your hand, select a face-up monster, and flip it face down. But do not change its battle position. It can be in face-down attack position.
Interesting. Kind of like old Yu-Gi-Oh! In the show where my monsters are under the water, so they're in
Yeah.
attack mode, but you can't see them.
Maybe that would be a
I'm
good-
guessing a face down attack position monster can attack.
I don't know what the mechanics are regarding that. I genuinely don't. Like,
never heard of it, really.
Can they attack? I don't know.
Like, it would make sense if they could.
If they get attacked, do they just get flipped face up like a defense position set monster?
But in attack mode, I guess?
Yeah, with its attack counting as everything.
Nothing's impossible.
Presumably flip effects still activate.
That could be kind of screwy.
Judges, in the comments, tell us how you rule this card, or do you just hope and pray that people don't play it? Because, I mean, like, it's a bad card, right? Like, you're discarding 2 cards from your hand, and you're still losing. It's like a -3 or something.
I can't think of a single situation where that's actually a good thing.
But, on the other hand, you know, in the rare case that it somehow activates in a tournament, I see where problems could very quickly arise.
I agree.
You got the next one, right?
Alright. So our next card is going to be Parasite.
You saw this one coming.
Yeah, let's be honest. You all knew this was coming.
Great card.
So let's go into its effect. It's got a couple things going weird here. So it's a flip effect card. You gotta put it, when it's flipped, put this card face up in your opponent's deck and shuffle it. Convulsions nature will be like, no.
Yeah, that's already one big problem.
So when your opponent draws this card, it is special summoned to their side of the field in face up defense position. And inflicts 1,000 damage to them. Not bad. Then, while this card is face up on the field, all monsters your opponent controls become insect type monsters.
So the effect itself, once on the field, I guess, isn't that important.
That's not. But the fact that it goes into your opponent's deck.
Face up. That, to me, there's a lot of problems there.
Like when you're searching through your deck, you know, people tend to move around their cards. They could just move that thing around.
Yeah. It's like stacking is
I
inevitable.
gotta search my deck. Oh, this is coming up soon. No, you don't.
Cause like, yeah, when you shuffling your deck, you're not gonna leave it, and you see it's on top. You're not gonna leave it there.
Yes. Whenever you have a lineup of cards in your deck while you're shuffling, you break it up anyway.
I was just thinking of the problem of sleeve colors. I mean, think about it. Like,
Yeah.
it's literally going to be a rogue sleeve in your deck. You'll always know where it is, and whenever you're shuffling and cutting, you're just
That's a very
gonna
good point.
not have
And
it.
your opponent will know, so then you can't be sure if they're like cutting fairly, you know?
Yeah, it's...
I cheat.
Yeah, that actually completely...
If that was my
breaks-
parasite in your deck, I'd be like, oh, let me cut.
Yeah, because your opponent gets the last cut, so technically
there we go.
I
There
don't
you
think there's a
go.
restriction on how they're supposed to cut your deck. So if they know that Parasite's in there, could your opponent not just kind of go like, it's close to the top now?
And think about this: your opponent could actually put multiple parasites
Up
in
to
your deck.
3.
That's entirely true. I never thought about that.
That's just awful.
They didn't really think this through. They really didn't.
No.
Now, I know it's supposed to emulate how Weevil used it in the show, like with the
Yeah, by
whole
sneaking into-
snuck
But, you
it
know,
into his opponent's deck.
Weevil would do the same thing.
Yeah, this is like, to me, this card's not on the list, but there's like a crazier version of that card exchange.
No,
You know, where you just
switch hands.
switch a card
Oh,
from
yeah.
or one
Oh,
card
yes,
from,
one card from
each
each
other's hand. Not as crazy, but still, it's like a different sleeve color, so you'll always know where it is, and just.
I feel like a judge is gonna rule. Okay, unsleeve all your cards.
Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know how judges. How do you rule this?
Maybe
Please let
swap
us know.
sleeves, I guess.
No,
but you
Oh,
have you have
gosh.
an actual on the same.
yeah, I was
We're
about to
going
say,
into
there's
time
no
so
way
bad.
that's gonna. I can't fly. I don't know how this
Oh,
works.
you play Parasite? Yeah. Okay, it's qualified.
Is it just
Yeah,
banned? Yeah, I was gonna say, is it just banned in competitive
Disqualified.
play?
Bye.
And you get number 1.
Number 1 is Yujo Friendship.
Well, this is a crazy one. You'll have to read.
I'm gonna have to read this.
It involves some.
So,
Shenanigans.
you offer your opponent a handshake. If they accept your handshake,
Okay, dang.
each player's life points become half the combined total of your life points, of both of your life points.
Wait,
If
so what
you-
if it's 8,000?
Then you just go to commit 1,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
guess.
if you have unity in your hand and show it to your opponent, they must accept the handshake.
There are a lot of problems here right off the bat.
Oh,
yeah.
you can abuse that.
Yes, you can.
Like, what if you want to be really mean and just?
Yeah. As it is there,
Look, yeah, that's actually one of the lighter things you could
yeah, I
do.
was just say I had worse things in mind. I was thinking,
Yeah.
use your
You could do
friendship,
some disgusting.
like
things.
literally. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
what's stopping
Take
your
a
opponent?
bathroom break.
What's
See-
stopping your opponent from literally?
Just run to the bathroom, come right back. Okay, now do it.
See, the issue isn't the them because they get to decide. It's when you have unity in your hand and they are forced, where your opponent must accept the handshake.
Yeah, judges, how do you rule that?
Because what if that guy's hand is covered in gum
Or covered in razor blades.
or something else that
you,
sounds
you
similar?
literally just shove it in your pants and just let your opponent see. You know,
And you say you're off for the handshake.
Ah.
Now nobody in their right mind is gonna shake your hand.
No.
But if Unity is there, they have to.
And if they don't, then they're cheating.
No, I read something online
What
that
you
when it
read?
says they have to agree to the handshake, they just have to agree to the idea of the handshake and not actually follow through with it. I call bullshit.
That's
I
just-
think they should
that's
have to
dodging.
shake my
Yeah,
hand.
shake that hand.
Shake
Shake
hands.
Shake this nasty, disgusting.
Like this video if you would shake my hand. But for real, like, I don't see how this could possibly fly, like, with all of the... It reminds me of, like, in Pokemon, when... Do you know there's, like one card in Pokemon, like the birthday Pikachu or something that's worth a lot of money? I don't know if
Yeah.
you've heard of that.
Yeah, I've heard about it.
Where, like, if it's your birthday, it lets you do something
Yeah,
crazy.
I remember that.
But there's, like, no way to prove it's your birthday. It kind of reminds me of that.
Just weird effects.
But this is much worse. Like, this is, like, cough, shove in pants, sneeze,
Nah, let's go pukey. Let's go.
puke, just shove it and put it in your mouth, all for it.
Picks in nose.
Oh god.
Guy with no hands plays Yu-Gi-Oh somehow.
Dang.
Oh god.
How do you?
Wait,
how do you
let's
win?
not mess around with that. That's
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with this.
This was
It was
a long time
cute.
ago, man.
It was a cute card, yeah. I think
It
it
was
was just
showing the
cute.
jump exclusives, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wasn't
no.
the best ones either.
As the card itself goes, the effect I think technically can work in certain like final countdown, not final countdown, like self-destruct button decks or something. Those ones that are trying to like make you draw. I don't know. Some weird obscure card. All I know is that card. Technically, I guess it's not as bad as Parasite.
I mean, you have to run Unity if you want to like force them to do the hand.
Yeah,
shake
that's
and
true.
There's really no way to search you. Well, no
I feel like
easy way to
they
search
should have
you.
made a much worse like penalty for not accepting the handshake.
Yeah, if you don't accept the handshake,
You
your
lose.
opponent,
lose.
your opponent comes across the table and slaps the.
Yeah, that would be good. I think that your opponent, if you're not allowed to do the handshake, your opponent gets to just do something.
Wham!
I mean,
Your opponent gets to either A, look at your hand, B, destroy your field.
yeah, something like that. Just make it kind of fun.
C, slap you across the face.
So those were our 5, in our opinion, you know,
Yeah,
weirdest,
high five weirdest.
quirkiest, hard to enforce card effects. Judges, how do you do any, like, surely there's the occasional troll who tries these, right? Like,
I mean, someone's done it.
how do you...
Someone's
as a
probably run
judge,
all of these
do
cards
that?
in the same deck and just.
And players, how do you respond when someone plays these things on you?
That's true. Do you do you shake their hand? Do you put the parasite in your deck?
Do you
Do you-
do you cheat?
Do you flip the table?
I wonder what happens if like someone like some kid who's not using card sleeves uses like parasite, it's just like full of just snot and boogers, and then you have to shuffle it into your deck.
I mean, well, that's
God.
okay. This is a card game, though. I mean, you're gonna touch your opponent's cards, and
Yeah, but they don't even
they're
have a
not the best
sleeve.
high-
Like,
I mean,
just
that's
assume the worst.
I mean, even if they did have sleeves, man, like if they're disgusting, they're disgusting.
So also in the comments, let us know what crazy other cards did we miss. I'm sure there are some strange things, hard to enforce cards. Leave them down in the comments. Let us know. And I think that's gonna be it. So thumbs up if you liked the video. Subscribe if you loved the video. And follow us on social media. Sponsor stuff down in the description as well. Check out our other vids. And
Wait, what about the giveaway, pal?
oh yeah, and this month I'm doing a Raging Tempest box giveaway. Information about that down
I'm
in the
gonna win.
description as well.
You can't win.
Thanks to
Already
TCG
entered.
Player.
You can't enter.
It's up there.
Bye guys.
See ya.